And the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about specifically is the difference between your vision, the ultimate outcome of where you want to be, let's say for the sake of example, in the next 3 to 5 years. And right now you're here, okay? Right now, this is your current location. And everything in the middle here is the gap between where you are and where it is your vision lies. Now, I don't believe that vision and goals are the same thing. I believe that your goals are the stepping stones that will take you from where you are now to where it is you want to be. So it reminds me of when I was going through my weight loss journey, right? Where I started, I was 260 pounds. I was very unhappy with myself. You've heard the story. I was anxious. I was depressed. I didn't want to leave my apartment. I didn't want people to see what I looked like, what I'd become. I was very depressed at that point in my life. And I was here, 260 pounds and unhappy. My ultimate vision was I wanted to be lean. I wanted to be stronger. But most importantly, I wanted to be able to look at myself in the mirror and be able to say, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I wanted to be able to fit into nicer suits. I wanted to be able to bring a presence with me. I wanted to have more energy. I wanted to have more vitality. And my vision just a year from where I was at the current location was I wanted to feel better about myself. Now, the gap here, these are your goals. Your vision is where you want to end up. Your goals is everything between where you are and where you want to be. And this is the beautiful thing about vision. You don't need to know every single step of the way between where you are right now and where it is you want to go. That would be really stressful to have to know every single step. The beautiful thing about goals and vision, though, is you always know the next step. As an example for me, I wanted to release weight from my body. I wanted to feel better about myself. And I wanted to eliminate as much as possible these feelings of anxiety and depression. So my mentor at that point gave me a book, and the book was called The Secret. So one of the goals I had throughout this weight loss journey was to read through this book that I was given by my mentor called The Secret. So one of my goals was to read. One of my goals was to educate myself. So I did that. I read the book, I applied what the book talked about, and I got a result by going through the book and actually using it and taking action on what it is that I learned. So I read and I educated and I started to be more conscious of my thoughts. And one of my goals then became, I want to write down every thought that I experience and every emotion that I experience throughout my days. That was one of my goals. So one of my goals was to be conscious of my thoughts, okay? And I did that for probably a week to 2 weeks. I actually had a journal and I wrote down all the thoughts that I had throughout those few weeks. And it was a lot of, obviously I didn't write down every thought, but I became conscious of my thoughts and wrote down how those thoughts made me feel. You can even test this on yourself, right? When it comes to your goal and when it comes to what it's going to take in order for you to get there, what are the emotions that you're experiencing on a daily basis right now? For me, I was having thoughts such as, no one wants to look at me. I'm unhappy with myself. How did I allow myself to get so fat? It's all my fault. What am I going to do to change this, right? All these disempowering thoughts. And if you're familiar with The Secret or the law of attraction, then you've heard the phrase that thoughts become things. So these thoughts of I'm not enough, I can't do this, who am I kidding? I'm always destined to be a fat kid, right? These thoughts of being big boned and all these things that stacked against me, I had to eliminate. I had to start incorporating different thoughts. But the first part of incorporating different, more empowering thoughts into your routine is first being conscious of the thoughts that you're having. So that was one of my goals. And then it came down to the actual physical part of releasing weight from my body. It became going to the gym. The mentor that I worked with at that time started going to the gym with me, where I would spend an hour 3 times a week working out, getting my sweat on, right? Moving my body intentionally. And I started to incorporate a practice of eating that I write about in my book called Be Extraordinary, which you can get a free copy at bebetterindustriescom/book. Go to the physical mastery section. I started to incorporate something called intermittent fasting. Okay. And this was probably now a couple months into my journey. I started to get some results. I started to get slight results. I started to make progress and build up wins. And that's the most important piece of this, is you want to start to build up wins. The more you can notice wins, the faster you're going to be able to create more wins for yourself. And after I started reading and being conscious of my thoughts and going to the gym and working out and incorporating intermittent fasting, I started to change my circle of friends that I hung out with. I started to meet different people. I started to talk to people about different things, right? I started to get around different people, which allowed me to have different thoughts and different mindsets and different attitudes that were injected into my day. So currently, I've got 5 goals here from where I was at my current location to my vision. My vision was being 180 pounds. That was my goal at the time. That was my ultimate outcome that I wanted in my weight loss journey. And this is about 4 months into the process. I'm seeing great results at this point. I'm really slimming down. People are saying that they're noticing a difference in me. But most importantly, at this point in my journey, about 4 months in, I started to feel a lot better with myself. It's very important to say, in the past 3 minutes, we just went over 4 months of content. We just went over a 4-month journey. Whatever it is you're going after, it's going to take some time to realize it. The beautiful thing about your vision is you have to have patience, but not just have patience, you have to learn to enjoy this journey. And part of enjoying the journey is recognizing your wins, but it's also setting a goal, achieving the goal, setting another goal, achieving that goal, setting a goal, achieving it, setting a goal, achieving it. But what are you generally doing every time you set a goal and achieve it? You set a new goal. So a big portion of your joy and fulfillment through this process is to truly find joy in the journey itself. Find joy in the intentional suffering of going to the gym and really ripping your muscles to build new ones. You have to enjoy the process, otherwise you'll fall off the wagon. So I think Gary Vaynerchuk calls it aggressive patience. Be patient, but be out there doing things. Otherwise, you're not going to get to the ultimate vision. And after all of this, I started to buy new suits. Okay, one of my goals was I wanted to buy a new suit, a few sizes down, and I want to be able to fit into it. And I was able to do all of these things until 6 months from the original start date, I reached my vision and I ended up where I wanted to be. I was 185 pounds. I looked in the mirror. I was happy with myself. But understand, throughout this whole weight loss journey, my ultimate goal wasn't just to look a certain way. The first thing that I had to work on were the thoughts that I was experiencing on a daily basis. So it's not enough to just create a goal. You have to have a vision, and your goals are the stepping stones to bring you from your current location now to your vision. So my question for you is 3 to 5 years from now, or even if you want to make it bite-sized, 1 year from now, what is the one area of your life that you want to make incredible progress in? Is it your body? Is it your emotions? Is it the things that you're feeling throughout the day? Is it the friends that you spend time with? Is it a relationship goal? Is it financial freedom? What is the goal, the vision that you are setting for yourself just 1 year from this day? Write down your vision. And then just remember, at the beginning, I didn't know that I would incorporate intermittent fasting. I didn't know that I'd be finding all these different friends who help to inspire and motivate me. The important part is you always know the next step ahead. So think about that vision of what you want 1 year from now, or if you want to go crazy with this, 3 to 5 years from now. And then ask yourself, what is the one thing that I can start to make progress towards right now that will bring me closer to that vision? For me, the first step was to read that book my mentor gave me and apply it. And after I did that, I created the challenge for myself to be conscious of my thoughts. And after I did that, I recognized I should probably start moving my body more. I should probably start lifting weights in order to burn fat, right? Start building some muscle. I started going to the gym just 3 times a week. I wasn't going there every day. The point I'm making is when it comes to your goals here that lead to your vision, it's all about the next step ahead.